Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your man, Big B, Brian Hanley. Welcome back to Steelers Almighty. This is the All-22 breakdown of the offensive line, the Steelers against the Packers. Look, it wasn't all bad. Yeah, there were some sacks. There were some issues that went on in this football game. There's no doubt about that. But for the most part, the Steelers' O-line was pretty good in this game, ladies and gentlemen. They were. I think the coaches gave up on them too much. They didn't trust them in long yardage situations to drop back, get open, and throw the football. They didn't trust them there. They didn't trust them to run the football enough when the Steelers had the opportunity to either stretch a lead or quell some momentum when the Packers had it. But for the most part, I thought the O-line had a pretty good outing against the Green Bay Packers. So we're going to break all that down. Again, remember to like, follow, subscribe, continue to get in the comments section and let us know exactly what you do and don't like. And always hit the notification bell so you know exactly when Steelers Almighty content comes out. Let's get into this, people. So, first play here. Let's get into our mode here. Little boom, boom, boom. All right. This is a little toss play. Steelers been doing a ton of toss lately because we've gone big personnel. Here we don't have Spencer Anderson in the game. We got Jonnu Smith, and I love it here because what Jonnu Smith does is he kind of influences and goes wide, and we're going to get a motion here and a kick out, and we're going to get on our horse here. So we get little motion. And what I really like is this is late motion or late shifting right here. But you're going to get scoops up there. I mean, again, this is pretty difficult when the ball's about to be snapped. The guy's moving in that direction. It's tough, but they do a good job, especially Fautanu. Gets two hands on, gets to his backer. I love it. Just keep your eyes on Fautanu right here. This is exactly what you want to do when you're scooping. Get two hands, help your guard, help him reach, and then get up on your backer. Now, Zach Frazier's got to go to the backside here. This is not his guy. He's got to get to the backside because he's never going to be able to block this guy. He's never going to be able to get to number 7. You're here. You're not going to cut this guy off. Now, you can try to push him by, but that's not your guy. But love it. McCormick, they get up to the next level. Washington throws his shoulder, cut back. And again, the guy comes downhill. So you'd like to see Warren cut it back a little quicker, but he gets in there. It's effective enough. See, Amalu does his job. Now, Jonnu Smith is holding. They could have easily called it. But you guys know my feeling. I'm about done with Jonnu Smith. And I'm tired of him just not giving enough effort to block. So, and then the backside linebacker comes through. I would love if Broderick came off here and takes a shallow path to try to either cut this guy off, which he's not going to be able to cut him off because he realigns here, but go and push him past. Because that's the guy who makes the play. But, I mean, this is not – I mean, you're trying to nitpick if you're saying this is Broderick's fault. It is not his fault. I think when he comes up here, I think he's looking like, okay, I can go get him. And he kind of looks at him for a quick second. He kind of looks at him, and then he goes, nah, I'm not going to be able to get him, so I'm going to stop and try to get the backside safety. I'd like to see him continue on this path and, again, just engage the backer. And push them by, push them by, push them by. Keep your hands on them and just run them by the play. But either way, this is fine. This is fine. It's a good 5-yard gain. Get a hat on a hat. You get up in there. I like it. I like it. Off to a good start here. Steelers are moving. They're moving. Now, right here, we saw this a lot where they basically had Micah Parsons stacked right here. And he can either go here or he can go here. And it's good on their part. They get wide sets from the two other ends. But Mason McCormick, I'm sorry, my man, you got to move your feet. You got to move your feet. So here we come. Here's at the snap. You're in good position right here. You're in good position. You see him coming. Even Zach Frazier sees him coming. And you're right there. And you go for the okey doke. But see this? I mean, look at where his hands are. So he's about to make contact, and you see where his hands are? I mean, Micah Parsons is right in front of you. I'm not saying you have to be reaching and grabbing, because you're going to reach and grab. That's a problem. But they can't be down at your thighs. And then when he does make his move, look where his hands are. Instead of having them tucked in tight, look how wide they are. Look how wide these hands are here. I mean, you're not going to block him like that. He's engaged. They got to be in front of you. Punch him. Instead, you don't. And, I mean, this isn't holding. He just beat. I mean, he doesn't have enough of him to hold. Yeah, that's not enough. And then he just gets beat. Because when the contact comes, there's no contact made by McCormick. There is none. You see that? He's beat, and he still hasn't even touched Micah Parsons yet. The first contact that he makes with Micah Parsons, he's past him. Unacceptable. And I know Parsons is good, but you get your hands up and get a punch. Do something. But you can't block him like that. You're not going to block him like that. Other side, Isaac Siamala doing his thing. Now, Troy Fautanu, he's here, but, the quarterback steps up in the pocket, and he gets tripped because our man McCormick, you see look down here. His feet kind of get tangled up with McCormick. Boop. And he gets beat inside. But this is caused because McCormick doesn't move his feet, and it causes Rodgers to have to step up. Sack. And it's never a good sign when your offensive lineman is standing back here and everybody else is up here. That's never a good sign, ladies and gentlemen. Just throwing that out there. Let's go to the next play. All right. So this one, it's the kind of Steelers get a little physical here. Got Pat Freiermuth in the game. Little big boy football still. I like it. And we go. Now, guys, don't get off on the snap, but I like this play because, this is Arthur Smith doing his thing. We get a pull and a kick out here. And it appears to be inside zone. And it's inside zone. We get a wash right here. We get washed down. We get coming down right there. Everybody's blocking down except we get this coming back, and then our man Warren straight ahead. I like it. Now, you could say, come on, man, you got to take a better path. That's our man Jonnu. Get inside here, damn it. Get inside. I'm not saying you got to blow Micah Parsons up, but just go to his inside shoulder, please. Just go to his inside shoulder and make him run around you. Now, he doesn't make the tackle, but it isn't because of you. He just doesn't attack because he's there. Just go to his inside shoulder. I know you don't want the contact, but come on, man. Help us out. And then Freiermuth is just bad aligned. Like, I don't know what the plan was for him to block 56. I mean, that's not going to happen. What I'm assuming that they want to have happen. Let's let it play here. I'm assuming they want a kick out here and Freiermuth here so that he runs right there. But that's not what happens because our tight end doesn't. He's like, nope, I can't run in there, so I'm just going to run straight ahead. We get Fautanu coming down on the backer. You see him coming down on the backer here, which is good stuff. I like that. So, good stuff. Now, the Steelers have figured out a couple of things here. Is like, you know what? Let's find Micah Parsons and let's just run the football at him. And here's Parsons right here. I'm going to motion across. We do a ton of this. Shift the formation. Bring Washington over here. Spencer Anderson, again, in our big boy 12 personnel. Bring him in motion, and let's just run that direction. But nope. What do? They fake, and they do a toss power. And we've seen the Steelers do that a lot. Toss power, and it works to perfection. They block it like it's inside zone. I love it. Now we see a big mash unit right here with our guys up front. We just see a big mash. Just make a big pile and blow people off the line of scrimmage. Zach Frazier comes off. Mason McCormick just washes his guy down, takes one guy, takes two guys. Just keep blowing them off the ball. Absolutely. Now, Wash, I'd like to see him get more of a hand in there on Frazier. He gets pushed inside, or on Parsons, gets pushed inside. But Spencer Anderson comes across, knocks him down. Good. And there's the cut. Get a good block by DK on the edge. I like it. I like Fautanu getting nasty with the linebacker. It's a good concept right here. Good concept. Again, running back helping you. Run to daylight. Run to daylight, people. Run to daylight. I like it. Let's go to the next play. Now, this is literally the very next play. Now, on this one, look, they've studied film on Broderick Jones. They are like, look, I know I have outside contain, but I can get inside of him on run plays to me and redirect and get outside. Now, Broderick has to at least put a hand on this guy when he slants hard inside. He has to at least touch him. Siamalu, look, this is your gap. You're stepping, you're looking. If anybody runs here, I have to block them. It's outside zone. I block this zone. The problem is this guy comes so quick and he actually comes late. Broderick doesn't even put a hand on him, and he blows up Siamalu, and they stuff the play. You know, you go in man coverage. We go do a little motion. We're checking. Comes back across the formation. But it happens so quick, the corner doesn't run all the way with him. So he stops. But you see that inside move? Right here. He comes up, and then he immediately goes inside like, I can beat him inside. We've seen repeatedly teams beat Broderick, and Troy Fautanu for that matter, inside. But it's mostly Broderick. Beat him inside, I can redirect. But this is both of their fault, because as you see it, Broderick comes out, he sees it, got to put a hand on him. Let's go back to the snap. False step. He steps with the right foot, but he gains no ground. See? He steps with the right foot, but it doesn't go anywhere. He just picks it up and puts it right back down. Same thing with Siamalu. And if you look at Siamalu's head, Siamalu is looking here. He's not looking right here. Broderick's looking there. And as you go, see, Broderick doesn't put a hand on him or barely puts a hand on the guy. And he just blows up Siamalu. Siamalu sees him way too late, and he blows up the play. Like I said, Broderick has to help here. He's got to do more than that. See him leaning? See how he leans because he sees the guy going inside? He kind of leans inside, but then he lets him go because he's like, yeah, I'll keep going. And to be honest with you, I think this is more Siamalu's fault than Broderick. Broderick's got to help him. Siamalu, you got to see it. This is your gap. It's outside zone. And that's all zone play is, people. That's literally all zone is. It's not complicated. I block anything that comes in this gap. That is my job on outside zone. So anything to the offense's left, and for us, we're looking at it to the right of the screen, and that gap, that's who you block. It's about as basic a blocking scheme as there is. So while Broderick has to help, and he does, this is Siamalu. You got to see it. Sorry. But also, sometimes the other guys win. You see Zach Frazier? The guy's in that gap. He cuts him off. And they get up to the linebacker. See? That's a good play. And look if Siamalu can just get control of this guy. If he can get control of him right here, and if he gets control of him and can push him out here, look at this hole. Because Warren would have cut back, but gets blown up. You see Siamalu like, bro, what are you doing? They don't blame it on Broderick. Not this time, brother. This one's on you. Let's go to the next play. Okay. Jaylen Warren. Now, the Steelers have figured out a couple of things. Again, here's Micah Parsons right here. And the old thing was, hey, just run at Micah Parsons. Well, he's gotten a lot better against the run. The Steelers said, well, let's see. Let's see how good he is against the run. Big boy package here. Go inside? Absolutely not. Again, we got our main man, Spencer Anderson, right here. Okay? We got Wash. We're getting on our horse. I got you. You can come in here if you want. And again, Parsons' gap is here. Let's see what Spencer Anderson does with this first step. Gains some ground. Gets leverage. Parsons tries to dip inside because he don't want that smoke. And he doesn't. Not in the run game, he don't. Maybe that's a hold. Maybe it isn't. They're not going to call that inside like that, though. He's not grabbing jersey. Give it to me. Main man Broderick comes up. Hate it. No, this is not nitpicking. Come on, man. Here we go. You're right here. Square up on the guy and block him. You're right there. Just square up on him and block him. It's not that simple, or it's not that difficult. I mean, I say that. I'm not a professional. These guys are. But come on, man. Instead, you let him out the back door. If he redirects, who knows? Now, the one thing I'll say, he doesn't quit on the play. He doesn't quit, because we've seen Roger quit on plays before. He doesn't. He comes back, and I'll take it. I got Zach Frazier. My man Zach Frazier coming on the play. He's like, yep, I got 56. And I got you 56. And I'm going to stay with you 56. And you aren't making the tackle. We get on the backside of there. Mason McCormick scoops him up. Remember last week when Mason McCormick constantly was just diving on the ground, trying to cut guys off? Yeah, they must have told him, hey, man, if you do that again, you're getting fined a paycheck every time you do it. Because he doesn't do it. See? And that's all you got to do. You got to get low. He throws this arm. He throws that arm through, and he rips it through, and he cuts the guy off. That's all you got to do. Boom. Cuts him off. Great job. Not a good job, a great job. Siamalu on the front side here, staying with this guy, occupying his guy. It's a good play. You see Micah Parsons getting frustrated. We're like, nope, we got you, brother. Let's go to the next play. It's almost like the Steelers said, oh, well, if that worked, Let's just run it again. Same formation. Same guys. Let's do it again. This is the very next play. We toss it. Woo, woo. Broderick gets out. Let me get some of this. Spencer Anderson gets out there on him. Linebacker falls down because he's like, uh-oh. 56 is like, yeah, I can cut back if I want. Yep, I'm out of position. Because Broderick is there. Broderick's like, I got you. And they end up hooking Micah Parsons. Washington gets outside. Look where this guy's aligned. And Wash gets outside. And he's like, nope, I got you. Ben Skoranek out here, blocking his ass off, just off the screen. Good job. Siamalu doing his thing. Zach Frazier doing his thing. Now, Siamalu falls down. Maybe Siamalu wasn't doing his thing. Yike. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Siamalu goes to lunge at the guy. Guy knocks his hands down, and he almost falls on his face. Yeah, not so good. But because we do our work on the edge, Warren can get outside. Backside is cleaned up. Love it. Let's get to the outside, and let's get going. Let's get to the outside. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is the type of nastiness we want to see out of this young man. He slips. You fall to the ground. Yes, Broderick. Yes. 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 Too bad, so sad. I love it. 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 More of that, please. More of that aggression. Washington cleaning up the pile. Lord have mercy. This is a 2-minute drive right here where the Steelers are in 4-minute offense. We just said, you know what? Let's run the football a little bit. We don't think they can stop us, and they couldn't. 17 yards. Let's go. Now, this one I thought was wild. Now, there is no question the Steelers were on the wrong side of two just horrible non-calls, offsides and a pass interference that kind of shifted the momentum of the game. But we get our main man, Broderick, right here. And he is about as early as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he's leaning. You see him? Let's start it over. He's leaning. He's leaning. I mean, it doesn't get more of a false start than that. He's leaning. He's leaning. I mean, his foot is off the ground. And the ball's still not snapped. Woo! But going back to the snap, though, the thing that I do love, look how athletic Broderick is. Before I even break down the play, look how athletic he is. Yep. I mean, to get over there, now don't get me wrong, it's early, but that doesn't have anything to do with the athleticism on how quick he gets there. He's an athletic dude. Now let's break it down. Siamalu doing work right here. Frazier gets up to his backer. Seven wants to put his nose in there. And we're like, fine, you can put your nose in there if you want to. But I love right here. I love that right here. Let's get a double team. And let's get up. And they didn't even get, they just do their work, and Frazier does their work. 56 takes himself out of the play. Got to run around blocks. I'll take it. But look at Broderick here on Micah Parsons. Attacks him. Don't like his head placement. It's on the wrong shoulder, but he throws his body in there, which got to get his head out of there. We got to start getting his head out of there. But it's on the wrong side, but he gets physical with him. He gets physical with him. And sometimes that's all you have to do. Use your athleticism and get physical. And he does. He doesn't hold. I know you all see that arm around him. He's not holding. That's the thing that I don't like, though. That right there. Look at his head. Come on, man. You got to see what you hit. And Parsons is not good against the run. He's better than what he was, but he's not good against the run. A good run defender, see that punch? They literally just knock Broderick aside. They sidestep him. Broderick probably falls down right here, and he makes the play. Parsons not that good, though, against the run. So we get outside. I'll take the gain. I'll take the yardage. Just an example. Again, this is second quarter. We're in 4-minute offense here. All right. So now we're in passing situation here. This is the third quarter, and we get sacked. Now let's start this one over. No Parsons even on the field right here. But this immediately, Zach Frazier, I noticed, I'm like, is he hurt, or is this just a complete whiff? Because it starts right there. They run a little twist, and Zach Frazier gets fooled out of his mind. I just never seen him get fooled this bad. I mean, yeah. It looks like he's straining, like he's hurt, like he can't slide his feet over because he gets beat immediately. That's about as poor of a pass set that I've ever seen Zach Frazier have, to be quite honest with you. It's not great. So Jaylen Warren has to pick up his guy. But then I also don't like Mason McCormick. You know, I don't like what McCormick does here because, look, I understand that he thinks that he's going to pass this off, but until you have to bump to get passed off. And what I mean by that is if you're passing something off, it's, hey, I'm blocking, this guy comes inside, I slide over and bump you and pass the guy off. I just don't shove the guy hoping that you're there. I have to pass him off to somebody. That doesn't happen. You see McCormick here, and he just throws the guy and just stops blocking. Well, hold on. There's nobody there, bro. You can't just push him over there and hope somebody's there. That's not how this thing works. You block to the whistle. And if nobody's standing there, you can't just assume somebody's there because guess what? Nobody is. Nobody is. And your guy makes the sack. Because you thought, oh, well, he'll just be there. No, he's not. No, he's not. But Zach Frazier gets whipped on this. I like Fautanu fighting up there, though. Sean Gary's good. Sean Gary is good. But he knocks his hand down. You see that right there? As Fautanu gets in good position. You see him knock this hand down right there. He's like, nope. Knocks his hand down and then wins. Gets it back up there and then wins and pushes him by. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Push him by. Push him by. Broderick doesn't have anything to do. He's looking for somebody, but there's nobody there to block. Hey, he can't block that 94. Broderick can't get back to do that. I mean, you know, he's doing what he can. They're not even really rushing on this side. That's the thing. Like, they don't even really rush. So, but they win with the game. Frazier gets whipped immediately. It looked like he had to be hurt, but McCormick stop blocking. Yeah, that's a bad play. Bad play. Let's go to the next play. And this one, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you this, and you can be as mad at me as you want. This is what it looks like when your superstar pass rusher gets double teamed. In this case, triple teamed. This is what it needs to look like. And I'll just show it to you. This is what it looks like. That's Micah Parsons. We motion across and bring Jonnu Smith over because, hey, it's an obvious passing situation. We need to help our tackles. So what do we do first? We're going to chip him. So he's there. We get a good chip. I'd like to see a little bit more, but you know what? He's got to go wide, and it gives Broderick a head start. But then Come on, man. Come on, man. You're in great position. You're in great position. But what I noticed, look at that feet. Look at those feet. And this is why. You can't take those long strides like that. Good position. This foot right here, it can't slide all the way across. It has to be short and choppy steps. Short, 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 short. But that's not what he does. He takes a big, long stride. See that? His feet are together. And when your feet come together, you get beat, you try to drop, you have no power, you throw your head in there, your contact is made, and your feet are off the ground. You're not blocking Micah Parsons when your feet are off the ground moving like that. And all he does is go right inside, and there goes Broderick. Can't do it. Can't do it, man. I mean, you have no power. Look, his foot is off the ground, and Micah Parsons is going inside. How are you supposed to come back? Like, how are you supposed to plant to block him from coming inside if your foot is off the ground? That ain't going to work. And it all stems from that second step right there. Can't have them come together like that. Got to be short and choppy. That's where it stems. Because as you're going, as you notice, that left foot hasn't moved yet. And Micah Parsons is still coming and he's going wide, and that left foot still hasn't moved. That's why. Is because you're taking that big, long step with your right foot versus a short one. Stop right there and then extend the left one and just keep short chopping. You don't. You elongate it, and then you whiff. And then the guard comes to stop you. Doesn't matter. You get a sack. That's what it has to look like from our superstar pass rusher, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care that they double team you. This is what nonstop effort looks like. Now, you look on the backside of this. Look, Zach Frazier's got his guy. But Mason McCormick, again, you see him right there standing straight up. Look, you're in a stance. But what's he do? Again, I hate that Mason McCormick constantly has to jump set people. Why? Just slide over. Instead, he hops forward. Okay. And the guy knocks your hand off immediately, and then you're immediately, look, he's standing straight up in retrieval mode. And then the guy's working. He even gets a chip, but you don't stay in front of him. So there's nowhere for Rodgers to go. Now, he's going to get sacked because Parsons getting through that. But McCormick, the jump setting, and I know he's being taught this. I know he's being taught this. It is ridiculous. But you don't slide your feet over, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it looks like. Troy Fautanu on his side. Troy Fautanu's in good position. Like, his man has to try to run around him, and he's fine. There's nothing that he is doing. I mean, he's fine. I mean, hell, he even helps here because he gets a chip too. So he helps on the 3 technique. McCormick should be better than this, and he was for the most part, but you got to be better than this. But that's what I'm talking about. Just because you're double teamed doesn't mean you have to give up, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't mean that at all. The reason I hated this play, though, is because the Packers had taken the lead. It was first down 22-19. The Steelers had been running the football on the Green Bay Packers. They had been running the football. Why not just run it here? Why not just say, you know what, let's stop this momentum and let's run the football? Nope. Instead, you drop back, and this is what you get. Little play action. Trying to go down the field. Their superstar says, not on my watch. So, and that's what happens. So appreciate it, everybody. Again, thank you for tuning in. Look, for the most part, the O-line, like I said, it was pretty good. It was good. I know there's some plays. I firmly believe that the coaching staff let them down. I do. You had the advantage running the football. The Steelers should have kept running the football, especially in that last play I just showed you. Down 22-19. They got all the momentum. How we can snatch back the momentum is by just driving the ball down their throat and say, hold on. We're not going to let you just tee off on our quarterback. We're going to run the football. They didn't do it. Get behind the sticks. 18 rushing attempts in this game. Like, who the hell are you kidding? Unbelievable. When you're running for almost 6 yards a pop, that's coaching malpractice. Coaching malpractice. So appreciate you guys, man. Thank you very, very much. Again, as always, get in the comments. Let me know what you do and you don't like. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, aloha.